All right, everyone. Welcome back to another Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade video. In today's video, we got kind of a special one. So, I wanted to compare two units that I think were very, very similar to each other, and that being this YUTA Kotsu and this TOJI Fushiguro. So, I could sit here and talk about I could talk about this Gojo dude. Like, why aren't you talking about this Gojo? Or hey, why aren't you talking about this what's her name? Fucking Nobara, dude. They're all really good units, good red units. Why are we talking about these guys? Well, specifically because this guy's DPS, this guy's DPS, and for a long time, I had always put them on the same, like, similar tier list as each other. As a matter of fact, I think if you watch my first video, I put this TOJI, I think, not my first video, my first tier list video, I think I put this TOJI above the YUTA, and I'm just kind of coming to terms with the fact that I was definitely wrong in that first tier list video. I'm gonna be glazing this YUTA, dude. This YUTA is a great unit, dude. He is such a good unit, and I feel like I was maybe a little blind with the TOJI because I pulled him, maybe a little biased even. But let's just take a breakdown between the two of their kits. They're very equal in measure and everything. So 140%. Not percent, but level for both of them. Neither of them have awakenings. Neither of them have any potential unlocks. But as far as just the two of them go, I think the more you look at it, the more you're going to realize that this YUTA is arguably better in every single way. just to be honest, dude. Yeah, this guy is good, and I'll even go out on a limb and say that as far as like a character design, this guy is better. And hear me out on that, because just hear me out for a second. Everything that this guy has on his skills serves a purpose, versus the YUTA is just like nuts to butts. Like, he's getting high damage. He's got a DPS on his skill too. This is high damage and everything. This is high damage as well. Versus this guy, I would say, has a much more well-rounded kit that's going to, I don't know if it's going to age well, possibly, hopefully age better than the YUTA, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. I mean, after all, we're comparing a limited unit to a standard banner unit. Granted, this guy came out like the half anniversary on JP, but I digress. So let's just break down their skills one by one. So this one is 250% melee technique damage. Crit rate is large. So standard, I mean, it is what it is. This is like just a normal ass skill 1. This is probably the weakest part of his skill set, versus this TOJI. His skill 1 is actually serving a purpose. His skill 1 is deals melee attack damage to target enemies equal to 270% physical technique, 2 hits total, and applies 20% crit resist decrease to them for 3 turns. So that is very important. The crit resist is very good, especially for 3 turns. Ideally, you want to hit this like 2 or 3 times, get that crit resist up, get some of those physical hits in, and then we'll talk about what you do right next. If they've applied any buffs to themselves, this move right here has some debuffing. It will remove their latest buff, the enemy's latest buff, and it'll just strip it away from them. And as well as also on top of that, doing some break damage. So opening turns, you want to hit this a couple times. If they gotten a buff, you maybe hit this, get that break damage in. Once they've broken through, if you're maybe not like down to your ultimate, which 9 times out of 10 you will be, but if you just want to get some high damage, this does almost 500% physical damage for 3 hits. And ignores damage taken decrease effects of the targets when dealing damage. This is a super strong skill. So compare that to YUTA. Like, these 3 skills, like, they have a purpose. Strip down to their crit resist, high damage, take away their buffs, as well as getting some break damage in. Like, this guy is great. He's got a well-rounded kit. Not even to talk about their ultimate. We'll get into their ultimates here in a second, but this YUTA, basic ass skill 1, this is solid. The more cursed energy you have, the more damage it's going to do to all the enemies. And yeah, it's a good skill. Definitely, once you get to that 60 cursed energy, it's going to be doing a ton of damage. Very good. I believe some enemies, if they have low HP, like low enough, like even if they were to survive, it might just instant kill them. But Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think that's just with Toge's. This follow my lead Rika is just pure damage. It's all it is. It doesn't do anything more than that, but it's a lot of damage. Like 4 hits of all of this, it's absurd. It's a good damage dealing technique. The only with these command skills, the skill 1, 2, and 3 versus this Toji, keep in mind this. This takes cursed energy, as well as this takes 30 cursed energy. Meanwhile, on the Toji, none of his skills at all take any cursed energy. You just use these whenever you feel like it. Just, you feel like doing this, you can use that. You feel like using skill 2, you can do that. You're not limited by the cursed energy, which is very nice. Granted, another thing you want to consider is this YUTA is starting out with an initial cursed energy of 70, which is crazy, dude. He's got such a high cursed energy start. Like, you can honestly start a skill with just, boom, right here. The effect scales with cursed energy. Maximum cursed energy is 60, increases 20% when cursed energy is 20. Yeah, forces enemies to withdraw from combat based on self's cursed technique and targets remaining HP. Won't work on certain targets. Yeah, that's that instant kill I was talking. So you could just pop in here if there's a bunch of nobodies, just boom, use this, they're all gone. Versus this, he doesn't have any AoEs besides his ultimate. Like, this is best for sweeping a bunch of low-level content. So keep that in mind as well. So as far as their ultimates go, this guy's ultimate does a shit ton of damage. Mind you, look at this. Skill 7, level 7, deals range combat damage to all enemies equal to 1,666 of Curse Technique. That's at skill level 7. Applies ultimate gauge increase nullification to self for 4 turns, 20% physical technique increase to self for 4 turns, and 20% curse technique to increase to self for 4 turns. Like, dude, like, that's crazy. That's a great skill. What the hell? On top of that, mind you, that's level 7, okay? Now let's take a look at Toji's level 10, all right? Toji's level 10 removes attack nullification to all enemies and removes 1 removable buff from them, which is good. Don't get me wrong, that's really good. That's that skill 3 effect, but deals ranged attack damage to all enemies equal to 1,599% physical damage. So that should be pretty clear to you guys. This is level 10 versus his level 7. He's doing more damage, as well as he's giving himself buffs. As well as he's applying ultimate gauge increase, nullification. Yeah. Oh, no, you know what? That's actually not a good thing. Because that means, yeah, you're getting the increased nullification. I think that means that you can't gain any ultimate for 4 turns. So it's a big, big skill, which, let's be real, most things are probably not going to live through this. The most difficult content, maybe, probably a good chance they will. But if you're just fighting a bunch of, like, if you're getting up to even, like, the medium levels and stuff, this is going to be doing a huge chunk of damage. Oh, man, dude. And plus it's a curse technique skill. Dude, you can use pride on that. You can get a pride stack off on this with it's pure love. Dude, that's the amount of damage potential with this skill ultimate versus this skill ultimate. Mind you, it's just, it's not even close. So just from a pure damage perspective, just if that's all you're going for, if we're just comparing the DPSs between these two units, already Yuta's winning. Just by that. This guy is doing a lot more utility DPS, and he's super good. I'm not trying to detract from him at all. I'm just trying to say that I was severely underrating this Yuta, dude. But now let's get into the skills that I think are really make or break for these characters when comparing them. So we'll start with Toji, and I'll get into reason why. When battle starts, applies 50% physical technique increase, 3.50% HP recovery each turn. That is very good. That is very good. Like, that is helpful. You're just getting free HP every turn. 15% damage taken decrease to self, and has a chance to apply evasion to self. Evasion rate 20%. That's good. This is a good skill. It is. It's basically buffing him, giving him evasion, giving him heals. Kind of closing the gap with this Yuta a little bit, but I would say Yuta still has an edge. I'm starting to remember how to do this. When self deals a critical hit, applies 15% physical technique increase to self for 3 turns, which is good. If you get crits, if you're doing this properly and you're making sure the enemy has crit resist decrease, you're going to be doing crit damage, and you're going to be getting a lot of buffs. You're going to get these physical increases to yourself. It's going to be good. He's going to be a very reliable self-moving machine, dude. But let's get into the YUTA. Okay, just real quick. So YUTA has, I won't let you die. When the turn starts, if an ally's HP other than self is no more than 60%, and HP recovery special is applied to self, and the curse energy is no less than 10, so it's a lot of conditions, but recovers 25% HP for all enemies other than self, which is huge. That alone is phenomenal. That's a recollection bit, dude. This auto skill, that's a recollection bit. Like, recollection bits are doing that, but he's just doing it for you for free. Decreases self's cursed energy by 10 and recovers HP recovery special by 1. Recovers 200 ult gauge. Dude. Applies 10% physical technique increase and 10% curse technique increase. Yeah, when battle starts, applies HP recovery self to self for 3 times. So he can do this 3 times, I think, right? Is that what that means? I believe so. Not to mention, I think this alone is just better than all of TOJI's auto skills, but then he's got a counter, which deals 120% damage of curse technique, and not to mention, he can also just Black Flash, which increases curse technique even more of 20%, dude. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a surprise to any... Dude, do I still have skill enhancement? I guess that's what that... Dude, I have 16? Oh, I got to start using those. But... No, dude, just if we're to compare the two, I think they're both neck and neck. I think they're both S tier, S plus tier. But if we really got to compare the two of these, like, this guy's probably going to age better because of his utility. Like, I'm just being straight up with you. I do believe this guy might age a little bit better than this YUTA. In a lot of gacha games, just pure damage is very... It outgrows the meta very fast. These damage dealers do not do well in the long term. That's why I warned a lot of people when I was talking about the Sukuna video, is that he is so good right now. He is such a great unit, but give it maybe a year when standard banner units are doing the same damage he is, he might not be so hot, but we'll see. But as far as the YUTA, you know, even outside of his just pure DPS, he does have this auto skill, which is useful. He's got the counter, he's got the Black Flash, he's got the AoE. So, I mean, for right now, I'm putting him above the TOJI for sure. Let's take these guys and kind of compare them in a tower run. Nothing's like super spectacular, but I do want to see perhaps what these guys are going to look like compared to one another. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're here on tower floor 42. Definitely like a solid one, I would say, maybe. Let me check. Is floor 43 still red? No, it's blue. I think this is the highest level tower floor that I have for red. This is kind of the setup I'm running. It's very similar to the one I was running in the last video. Yeah, we'll probably keep this. But, you know, I just want to compare these two. Definitely, like, you already know Gojo is going to be doing a lot of damage, but he's not really my concern right now. He's there to support these two. He's there to get that domain. He's there to lower their attack. Like, if we're talking about all these units combined, like these 3 units, if we're talking about utility, it's probably this Gojo first. This Gojo, maybe this... dude, I would still say YUTA. The heals, and the counter, man, yeah, I might still say the YUTA, but we'll see. Let's put the money where the mouth is and actually see where these guys are at. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm not expecting a whole lot. I'm hoping to win this, obviously, but I'm not expecting to like get a crazy win. But I just want to compare their stats real quick. I guess, do these guys get nullified? Yeah, I guess I'll just lower their attack. So, ideally what you want to do with TOJI is remove these guys' buffs. But this is immediately what you will see with a lot of the hard contents is if you have this inverted Spear of Heaven, you're not going to be able to get rid of a lot of these because a lot of these just say can't be removed. So that's already an issue that you're going to run in with TOJI, is you can't do that. The only thing you do is maybe apply some crit resistance. Versus this guy, he starts with 80 curse energy, and, you know, I got a field full of enemies. I might as well just burn right through that. So let's see how this goes. And YUTA already is going to get higher damage output just compared to the TOJI, because he's fighting like everyone versus TOJI's just fighting one dude. So yeah, yeah, let's just keep going with what we've got. Keep applying that crit resistance. Keep using this this curse speech. Yeah, just keep attacking everyone. That Yaga is going to be doing a lot of support here too. Dude, that damage that TOJI is doing is just kind of pitiful looking right next to each other. Huh. Yeah, but there's TOJI's heal. At least he can heal himself. Meanwhile, YUTA is healing the entire team whenever he gets the chance. Like, dude, come on. Alright, and there goes the little minion. Now TOJI, I guess, is going to target that guy. But guess what? YUTA is here to pick up the pieces and get rid of the other dude. So now this guy has... Damn, he's got physical technique damage decrease. Uh-oh. You know, I might have screwed TOJI on this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I might have screwed TOJI on this one, and we might have to just finish this and come back, because this is unfair. He literally just takes less damage from physical types. Like, what am I to do now? Whatever. I guess we're just going to go for it. And let YUTA, I guess, cook. This was kind of an unfair showing, so I feel like obliged that I have to do this again. Sorry about that, guys, but I guess I'll just continue on another one. Real quick, though, I do want to see how much damage he's going to do. Even with this issue that TOJI is having in front of him, I want to see how much damage he's going to be able to do real quick. Yeah, dude, I totally screwed TOJI over. I did not read that effect. I should have read that. I apologize. I'll be right back. All right, we're actually back here on tower floor 41, which is a lower floor than the other one. So obviously, it's kind of was an unfair advantage for TOJI to have 80% of his damage just reduced. So we're with these two guys, which... they've got none of that debuffing applied at all. They've got just a raw, what is that, 6 million? That's it? Damn, okay. All right. We'll see how that goes. And we're just going to kind of go do with the same method, honestly. Yeah, just do curse speech. Get rid of these guys. And now we'll have a better showcase of what TOJI can do. More of a fair showcase, honestly. What was that, 100,000? That's like, okay, I guess. But versus this guy is doing maybe 800,000 to each. That's still, like, objectively more than the TOJI just did, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, if you, so to speak. This guy has a buff now. See, now this is where TOJI shines, okay? He just gave himself damage taken decrease and damage dealt increase. So... what TOJI can do that the YUTA cannot is he can take those buffs away, which is very, very nice and very useful. Again, I would say more utility as far as damage goes versus this YUTA. He's going to run out of curse energy eventually. You know, but this guy, I can just use whatever I want. So, like, as far as usability goes, like, you know, TOJI's got that edge versus this YUTA. He's going to fall short. He will. We'll keep... we'll do a follow my lead, Rika, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think he took away that damage increase from him. Yeah, TOJI was able to get rid of that damage increase, so we're just going to, guess what? We're just going to do that again, and we'll get rid of that defense buff. Just might as well. Honestly, in tandem, this TOJI and this YUTA work extremely well together. Toji is able to pick up the pieces where, oh, look at that Black Flash. He got a curse technique increase. Good to see, good to see, good to see. There's another showcase of what Toji can do is he gave himself a heal right there, which is, you know, useful. It's not necessarily needed at this point, but it certainly can come in handy. So now this guy's got no buffs at all. We can just keep hitting back with some farewell slashes. This Yuta just got his curse technique increased. He's got a counterattack status up. HP recovery time, yeah, he's still got 3 of those. But look at all these buffs he's got. Which Toji, let's check out his buffs. Guaranteed hit. Yeah, he's still got a lot of buffs too. Like this is going pretty well. This is a good showcase for both right now. Oh shit! What happened there? See, and another showcase right there for Toji. He had his guaranteed hit status. He has a guaranteed, where is it? Guaranteed hit nullification. You won't receive the guaranteed effect of targets. Oh, wait, that's only if they're attacking me. Oh, okay. That makes sense. But now he also has chance evasion, which is nice. Let's see this guy. Nothing crazy. Let's just keep hitting him with what we got. See, this is where Yuta kind of slacks a little bit is now he's got no fucking curse energy. He's reliant on this basic-ass, lame-ass 250% skill versus this Toji's got anything he wants. Anything he wants is at his disposal. Let's actually, you know what we should do with Toji, actually, is we'll just do a slash right here and just get rid of that guy, because I think that will be enough to get rid of him. And if, you know, if he needs to, Yuta will follow up. Yeah, that'll be enough. Toji will get that. Okay, that wasn't, like, too bad. Toji's still getting those heals every turn, which is very valuable, I will point out. Yeah, let's go ahead and use that. I guess we're at the point, fuck it, let's just... I don't really care about the damage. He's not really doing... Oh my god, Yuta. Yuta, what happened to you, buddy? Holy shit, I just noticed that. Oh, man, let's just lower the attack then, I guess. Alright, so... As far as damage goes, like I said, this guy has way less damage output on this skill than the Yuta does on his. But we'll see how it goes. This is a 85% buff on top of his ult. And then right here, we've got Yuta, who's about to do his ult next turn. We're going to go ahead and do that because with this, it's for 8 turns. So, yeah, we'll still have both buffs applied whenever we do the next attack. So, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, get some more damage dealt decreases. There we go. This is Toji's max. Okay, 800,000. So, that's good to see. And, all right. There goes Yaga. Okay, well, that's not great. But at least we have this Nobara, who I don't have SP buffed right now, so, oof, could be worse. Hey, actually, you know what? I take it back. We win. Oh, dude, this Gojo's such a good unit. I love this ult. This ult is so good. All right, let's see. I guess we'll apply more crit resistance and kind of prep up this Yuta because, oh no, they're going to have a, ooh, this is going to be biggie. All right. So reminder, this Yuta is doing 1,666 and he gives himself some buffs. So let's see how that goes. That's such a cool ult. I love that. Everything goes quiet. All right, this is gonna be doing biggie damage. Wow. Okay, so comparison. Oh, dude, and then on top of that, they get that. Okay, wow. So by comparison, Toji on his ult did 800,000. Yuta just did, what was that? 1 million? Over a million? 1.7 million? I don't know, dude. He did a shit ton of damage. That's all I know. That's all I care. And as far as these two characters go, you want good damage. So now's a good chance, though. He's got break. He's got damage taken increase. Damage taken. Yeah, he's fucked up. Now is the best time to just hit him with some of these slashes, though. And we'll hit him with this. And... dude. Oh, my God. He did 1,000,000 damage on that skill 3. So here's the best way we're going to be able to compare this right now. So here we go. As you can see, wow. So here's interesting thing about this is look at this. I like how I was comparing the damage output between these two units, and then Gojo's over here saying, hey, I know I'm not DPS, but let me just show off a little bit. Wow, that's just kind of crazy. Look at all that damage that Gojo just did out of fucking thin air. Do you guys remember Gojo doing a shit ton of damage? I sure don't. I think that was that his ultimate and then the combo? I don't know. It had to have been something. Was that just his AoEs adding up? I came in here trying to determine the best DPS in the game for red units as far as TOJI and YUTA, and then look at this Gojo. The winner, who would have thought the winner between these two was going to be Gojo? But just looking at a perspective real quick, YUTA did not get a single one of his heals off, which is interesting because I feel like the green bar would be way up here, dude. Versus this TOJI has passively been healing himself this whole time. And a reminder, he got a shit ton of damage whenever he got hit earlier, but I mean, it doesn't really even matter. You can see that the TOJI kind of falls short compared to this guy. But it's not by much. So these guys are still pretty neck and neck, but obviously if like YUTA got his heals, that maybe would have been a little bit different, and you would be seeing a far different graph right here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it's funny that Gojo, without even trying, just easily surpassed both of them. He doesn't like, dude, what the fuck? Dude. Oh, that makes sense. Like that, this is a cumulative damage. Think about it that way. He was doing AoEs left and right for no energy, and then he got his max per turn was probably this, and that was on his ultimate combo with the YUTA. But the YUTA's max per turn, he hit 2,000,000 damage in one turn. That was his ultimate with the 2 pride stacks. An unfortunate thing about these physical characters is that, like TOJI, pride is just such a good recollection bit because you can stack it twice versus this is a one-time 85%. It's very comparable to non-standard. I'd say these two are very comparable, and then pride's just on another level. If you can manage to time your ults with this pride stack, you're just going to be doing way better damage than anything else in the game. Another thing to consider, actually, now that I mention it, okay, so this Yaga, let's just go back to real quick, and we'll pull up Yaga real quick because it is kind of relevant for the skill 3 of that YUTA. All right, so that skill 3 of that YUTA, here, let's pull this up. The battle, and right here on YUTA, come on. So right here, he's doing physical technique damage and curse technique. So keep this in mind. This is important. With that Yaga, some people may not even consider it, but the Yaga is boosting. There he is. Both of those stats right here. He's boosting both physical and curse technique. YUTA is getting double the buffs basically on that skill 3 versus TOJI. All he has is physical technique. So the only thing that's going to matter is this physical buff right here. So keep that in mind when you're comparing these two units. If you have Yaga, like YUTA is just naturally going to perform a little bit better because he utilizes both on that skill 3. It's just a little bit more effective for him, huh? But yeah. All right. Well, let me know what you guys think. And plus he buffs himself anyways, but that's besides the point. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you like the most between these two characters? Because honestly, they are both very, very good. I think it's super, super funny that the Gojo was able to outdamage both of them, and he's just a fucking show-off. But, it is what it is. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.